Welcome back, folks, to another episode of the Nintendo Wiretap, this time for Thursday, April 23rd, 2020. On today's episode, we are taking a look at a brand new Amiibo patent that we saw in Japan and Animal Crossing sales figures. So, without further ado, let's take a look. It's alive! It's alive! Okay, maybe I'm getting a little bit too excited here. Now, it's been months since we've had any concrete Amiibo news. In fact, for the first time since Amiibo have been released, we are in this very unknown period with no new Amiibo on the horizon. Now, it's to be expected that we should get Amiibo for all the DLC fighters in Smash Ultimate, but like I said, Nintendo has yet to confirm anything. But that might have changed at least today. So here's what we know. Now, this was originally found by the good folks at Japanese Nintendo, and they stumbled upon what appears to be a patent for a brand new Amiibo mechanic. Now, keep in mind, this is not a new Amiibo figure, this is just a patent for how Amiibo would work in a game. Now, this looks very similar to the original patent that came out for Amiibo, so there is some speculation that this might not be a brand new patent, but Nintendo is renewing their existing patent for Amiibo. I mean, it makes sense for them to renew it because, games like Animal Crossing New Horizons is still using Amiibo, so it's not like Nintendo is just going to let this patent expire, but at the same time, this could be a brand new patent as well. Only time is going to tell on this. Now, the entire patent is completely in Japanese. We've done our best to translate it, but it's pretty generic for the most part. It essentially says that use the NFC figure to essentially control a character in a game. Like I said, nothing absolutely huge here. But that being said, it's at least something to carry us through this Amiibo void that we've been in. I've been dying for any kind of mention of Amiibo news from Nintendo. And yes, I know we are in very strange times. Factories are closed down, so maybe manufacturing has been delayed, so Nintendo is being a bit more quiet on the Amiibo front. But here's hoping that we are going to get some news very soon. My guess would be, if we do get news, it's going to be right around June when E3 would have been. So stay tuned for more news on this story. We'll let you know if anything else comes from this. Now, are you guys in the same boat as me? Do you just want more Amiibo more than you can possibly say? Are you dying on the inside like me too? Let me know in those comments down below. Coming up next today, we have some new Japanese Animal Crossing New Horizons sales numbers, and surprise, surprise, it's still number one. Who would have thought? Now, we knew Animal Crossing New Horizons was selling more copies than you could possibly imagine. I think we've mentioned this on several wiretaps so far. But now in Japan, physical copies have exceeded 3.6 million units, a number that's absolutely mind-boggling. Now keep in mind, this does not include digital sales. This is 100% physical, and we're talking about Japan, a relatively small country. Yes, I know there's a lot of gamers there, but imagine when we can combine the physical, digital, and North American numbers. Animal Crossing New Horizons is going to be an absolute phenomenon. Now in Japan, to kind of give you an idea of how many copies this is selling, we are in its fourth week of sales, and last week it sold almost 300,000 units. For comparison, Final Fantasy VII Remake, another fantastic game, which I love very, very much by the way, only sold 70,652 units in the exact same time frame. Now, I mentioned this on a podcast I do with my friend Hero TJ, that I think Animal Crossing is very quickly becoming Nintendo's new flagship property. If these numbers continue, I think Animal Crossing is no longer going to be a franchise that's going to be getting a new entry once every 5 to 6 years. We're going to see Animal Crossing spin-offs, TV shows, you name it. I think we're going to see a lot of Animal Crossing stuff coming out in the next year. Nintendo is definitely going to want to capitalize on this gravy train. But there you go, brand new Animal Crossing sales figures. Let me know what your thoughts on this story is in those comments down below. Now, if that's not enough Nintendo news to get you through the day, we have even more stories over at NintendoWire.com, including a whole bunch of Animal Crossing New Horizons guides. We have some new information on the upcoming Ninjala game that's very much like Splatoon. I think this game actually looks pretty cool too. And a whole lot more. Head over to NintendoWire.com to see all of today's stories. And while you're at it, if you want to find me on Twitter, you can find my personal Twitter account at AmiiboJason, where I share my thoughts on gaming as a whole. I have a link to that Twitter account in the description below. That's going to wrap up tonight's Nintendo Wiretap. I'll see you next time with yet another episode, but as always, until then, stay wired in. Bye, guys.